Hello guys, this is Rishabh and you are watching Institute of Legal and Management Studies. ILMS Academy, India's premier legal and management education portal. Get certified to enhance employability. Today we are going to talk about Constituent Assembly, journey and the challenges. Quoting the words of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar,
However good a constitution may be, if those who are implementing it are not good, it will prove to be bad. However bad a constitution may be, if those implementing it are good, it will prove to be good.
the Constitution of India is the supreme rule book for democratic governance in India, which came into existence on 26 January 1950, and to date, it is the greatest milestone throughout the entire existence of our nation. India became an independent country in 1947. It was the time for India to taste the freedom, but with viciousness, trauma, and injury of displacement. It was not easy for India, as it was born in very difficult and sensitive circumstance, with the freedom after centuries that came up with the partition of the nation. Framing a constitution is never an easy task. However, it was particularly hard for India given the very turbulent circumstance at the time. A newly free nation with an exceptionally unequal social order was an overwhelming challenge to manage, particularly when it was all the while reeling under the impacts of partition on the basis of religion. However, the disturbance that went with independence did not cause our pioneers to lose sight of various difficulties that confronted the new country. As provided in the Cabinet Mission Plan, the Constituent Assembly settled down to draft Free India's constitution in November 1946. Now let me tell you the fundamentals of the scheme suggested by the Cabinet delegation. Number 1. Each Indian state or group of state and all provinces were allotted to the total number of seats proportional to their respective population, roughly in the ratio of 1 to a million. As a result, the provinces were to elect 292 members, while the Indian states were allotted a minimum of 93 seats. Number 2. The seats in each province were distributed among the three main communities, Muslim, Sikh and General, in proportion to their respective populations. Number 3. Members of each community in the Provincial Legislative Assembly elected their own representatives by the method of proportional representation with the single transferable vote. Number 4. The method of selection in the case of representatives of Indian states was to be determined by the Constitution. After the Indian Independence Act 1947 was passed, the body of Constituent Assembly became independent and sovereign. Its members were elected by the members of provincial legislative assemblies in an indirect election, as indicated by the scheme suggested by the Cabinet delegation. Some of the eminent individuals of the Constituent Assembly were Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, C. Rajagopalachari, notable jurists like Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, and many other philosophers, economists and political leaders, etc. Special regard must go to the constitutional advisor, Dr. B. N. Rao, who arranged and compiled the underlying draft that the Assembly debated in the wake of taking contributions from constitutional experts from the nation and abroad. A drafting committee was appointed by Constituent Assembly comprising of 7 members on 29 August 1947, which was headed under the chairmanship of Dr. Ambedkar. It took almost 3 years to frame the Constitution of India by the Constituent Assembly. India was ready with its new constitution on 26 November 1949, while officially came into existence on 26 January 1950 as the Constitution of India. The essential 5 lines of standards the committee restricted it to were the nation being a republican state, a federal structure, a parliamentary type of government, fundamental rights and duties to all, an autonomous legal branch, that is, independent judiciary. Prominent difficulties faced by the Constituent Assembly in framing the Indian Constitution were India with a huge population of approximately 360 million with much diversity of different religions, castes, class and sections. Hence, they needed to outline a constitution which can fulfill the goals of each area of society. This was not a simple task. Democratization is not simple in a country that has had a long history of inequality among individuals on the basis of caste, community, gender, color, and race. Therefore, ensuring the democratic spirit of the constitution with certain restrictions on it, it was a great challenge for the assembly. The individuals of India were rising up out to the status of subjects to that of citizens, so it was necessary to make such rules that each citizen gets equal protection. It was equally important for the framers to incorporate the rights and duties to all the citizens of the country. The issue of language was another genuine matter for the assembly. A few leaders accepted that English ought to be discarded and Hindi ought to be advanced as the national language. Be that as it may, this thought was opposed by the members from non-Hindi territories. They didn't want an inconvenience on Hindi on the individuals of those territories. At long last, it was decided that both Hindi and English would be the official language where English could be used for communicating among different states. The tough task of merging the princely state who were allowed to either join India or Pakistan, or they could remain independent. These were the challenges for framer of the constitutions to keep the country strong and unite for the future and maintain its democracy. The completion of the constitution and its adoption was a notable occasion for India that was enthusiastically seen by the whole world. The drafting of the constitution is presently viewed as a momentous accomplishment of the democracy, that is, majority rule government for which the members of Constituent Assembly deserve tremendous regard and respect. These people, regardless of being multicultural individuals from different communities, were on the whole dedicated to accomplishing the historic task of setting up a democratic republic in India. The decision of granting a universal adult franchise was an enormous achievement for the Indian state, and at the same time it was one of the most straightforward presentations of democratic fervor. Our constitution still stands as a sparkling even after decades is a result of the efforts of the members of the Constituent Assembly. After the most recent amendment in 2019, the Constitution comprises a preamble and 448 articles, assembled into 25 parts, having 12 schedules and 5 appendices. Visit ILMS Academy for various courses from contract drafting, RTI, labor law, GST, and more. Get certified to enhance employability.